Hi everybody, it's RPG Grandma. Peace everyone. Alright, guess what time it is? It's Psionics time at mechanic in D&D that always been filled with people who hate it, afraid of it, don't like the mechanics, whatever. Yet they also hate regular Vancian magic. I don't quite understand people, so I mean, it's strange. D&D, regardless of the edition, is about resource management. That's part of the challenge of the game. You don't have infinite everything. You don't have infinite arrows. A good DM makes you count your arrows. It's like when you watch a Hollywood movie and you never see the guy reload, but he's got like a little pistol, and he has probably shot 100 bullets, and you're like, dang, when's the guy gonna reload? And we're all, it's magic bullets. They just magically appear, magically reload. So I think some people think there should be no consequences to magic other than it benefits you. No resource management of any kind, whether it's number of torches you have or your food, your water, how a power is handled, even if your character gets tired. Like, you should be able to go hard and never eat and sleep. It's just not, no. That's not how the game was designed. That's why the original game, you needed Avalon Hill's survival game to play it. And if you actually get a chance to look at the rules of that ever, it's not just the map. I don't really say the map, because if you go and read the rules, it's got rules for getting lost. It's got rules for what do you do when the characters don't have food and water. It's kind of all in there. I just don't think they said, hey, yeah, just use this older game like this. And they just kind of like, oh, get the map. Wink, wink. They just left out the part about reading the rule book over there to give you ideas about how to deal with that. Telling you, resource management. If you are a GM, if you want to add danger to your game, you have to add it. And you have to add it using some aspect of realism. Man, the glare is really bad. Huh? Sorry, people. It just is. Maybe if I move over a little bit. Did it help? I don't know. Don't think so. So, psionics. Let's do it. Don't fear the psionics. Defense modes. Psionic defense modes are special powers which all psionics acquire naturally in time. All defenses modes belong to the telepathic discipline. Psionics learn these powers automatically as they gain new experience levels, regardless of whether or not they have access to telepathic discipline. Defense modes do not count toward the psionics' maximum number of powers as listed on Table 4, nor are they counted when characters determine the relative number of science and devotions they can acquire within a given discipline. That's good to know. These 5 psionic defense modes are, you guys ready? Mind Blank, Thought Shield, Mental Barrier, Tower of Iron Will, and Intellect Fortress. These should all sound familiar. Each is described in Chapter 7. Telepathy. All psionics automatically know one of these powers at first level, player's choice. They learn another defense mode of the player's choice every other level at 3rd, 5th, and 7th, and 9th. There you go, because you got one at first, see? So the 2nd level you want to get one, but on the 3rd level. So your odd numbers. Special abilities. In addition to ordinary psionic powers, which are The hallmark of the class, Psionics have several special abilities. These include their saving throws, THACOs, and psionic powers that operate continuously. So, second edition, we're using the term THACO. They hit armor class 0. Okay? Maintaining powers. Certain psionic powers can operate continuously. Chapters 3 through 8 specify which ones do. Such powers can be switched on and kept on without interruption until the user decides to or is forced to switch them off. This is called maintaining powers. Each power that is maintained is handled separately. In many cases, maintenance entails expending PSPs. So those are your points, right? By the hour or turn rather than melee round, the norm for psionic combat. So melee rounds are your combat rounds, but the powers themselves actually can last longer. All right. Let's see. If Psionics is expending PSPs to maintain power, he cannot recover psionic strength points that hour. That's important. He's got to shut it off so he can recharge. You know? Your character cannot spend PSPs to maintain power when he is sleeping or unconscious. No continuous power that requires strength points can operate during sleep, so you got to be conscious. A character can maintain any number of powers at one time, but he can switch on or initiate only one per round. Right? So there's your timing. You got to be aware of. When maintained powers are deactivated, the character can drop all maintained powers at once or one per round. There you go. You got to wait for that round to turn it off, too. He cannot drop 2 or more in one round and maintain others. So you can do it individually, but if you do it in bulk, you got to do it all. Makes sense? Okay. THACO and saving throws. As shown on Table 7, a psionics THACO advancement equals that of a rogue. So, see your thieves. Table 8 lists saving throws. Psionics gain a +2 bonus on all saving throws versus enchantment / charm spells and the like. This is in addition to their magical defense adjustments for high wisdom. All right. So now we're starting to get into the how the mechanics of how things affect the player character or the player character affects others. Followers at 9th level, which is sometimes called name level, a psionicist becomes a contemplative master. Contemplative. Guys, I need more coffee. Contemplative master. He can build a sanctuary, usually in an isolated place, and use it as his headquarters. Most importantly, he begins to attract followers. One neophyte psionicist, 1st or 2nd level, will arrive each month, coming to study at the feet of the master. These neophytes will arrive regardless of whether or not the master builds a sanctuary. They will find you. If the master does have a sanctuary, however, he will attract a maximum number of followers equal to his charisma score. If not, the maximum number is halved and rounded down. These followers want only to learn. They will serve in any capacity the master chooses. In return, the master must spend at least 10 hours per week instructing his followers, or they will leave. That's how you get them to go away. Do nothing. Wise ones. Now, really, seriously, D&D was designed that at a certain level, you start doing bigger things than the individual character out adventuring. You become responsible for communities. You are a hero, and now people want to hang with you and be part of the adventure, whether you want them or not. You're going to get stuck with villages to care for, schools, followers, people following you and pestering you. You have fans. They're going to write songs about you. They're going to build statues. They're going to quote things you never said, but they're going to assign it to you anyway. Bards will write songs and poems. The next thing you know, you got a castle to take care of, people to take care of. Yes, it is designed that way. The original deity books, when they first put deities out, the intent wasn't for player characters to go slay deities. The intent was to say, yo guys, maybe you should chill your rocket advancement and become responsible members of society. And whatever circles it is that would be appropriate for your class, and start doing these bigger world things where you become involved with big giant battlefields of armies and world-shaking events that are on much bigger epic scale. Everybody likes to do the epic fantasy. Basically, at level 9 and 10, you were supposed to start doing not the individual adventuring, but the epic stuff. Okay? That affects the whole planet, or at least multiple kingdoms, that kind of thing, or empires. So I think that's lost on current players, that's the way the game was designed and envisioned. That was its war aspect. And so they put the deities in to say, yo, at this level, this is what we're thinking deity level should be, so you really shouldn't be exceeding this. And of course, naturally, people exceeded it and killed deities. That's what they did. No, that's just a new goal. You know? We're done slaying regular monsters. Let's take on the gods, you know? So, just saying, if you're a DM, you might want to understand that. I know things have changed a lot in the game. My solution is never let your deities be weaker than your players. So if your players have power player characters have power creep, then your deity should always be one step ahead, so they don't get wiped out. That's just the way it's supposed to be. I'm just telling you. So restrictions. Like members of other classes, psionicists must abide by restriction when choosing weapons, armor, and in selecting non-weapon proficiencies. I think I'll continue this, but yes, the weapons, there's weapon restrictions in D&D. There's definitely armor penalties, and then we get into proficiencies. So we'll do the restrictions and proficiencies next video. But I wanted you guys to, let me see, can you guys see that? There's your DACO stuff and saving throws. I wanted you guys to start to comprehend that D&D, well, at least I have to go pull 5e to see how different, because right now I'm focusing on the old stuff. So I've switched gears, and I put all that 5e stuff in a box for right now. That's how my brain works. And I'm switching gears back to this stuff, because that's how I function. D&D was set up to have caps for reasons that then changed your whole role-playing experience, so that you weren't stuck forever being the lone adventurer. Even Conan, at some point, runs a kingdom, whether he wanted to or not. So that's important to understand. Okay? So think about it. There's a point where you become maybe more advanced than you want to be. Like Captain Kirk becoming an admiral. Was he really ever happy being an admiral? No, he was not. He was happiest when at the helm of a spaceship, adventuring, doing things. So, oh, I got busted down the captain. Sweet, He was never, he could be a good admiral. He knew how to do it, but it was not his joy spot. So it's important to understand. Conan was the same way. Became head of a kingdom, big empire, I think it was. But it wasn't his happy place. It was not his happy place. So understand, though, this is part of the literature that D&D is built off of. These are part of the archetypes. And it was just assumed you would become a lord of the manor, the keep, a castle, heck, maybe even a king, head of the Wizards Guild, king of the thieves, etc. A master on the mountain. So keep that in mind. Put that in your head, DMs. No matter what system you're using, how do you bring that out? Because being able to put on an epic battle between the forces of good and evil is, in fact, fun with armies. And having your players be part of that is fun. But you don't want them to be the grunts. They got to be heroes. And world problems can, in fact, generate all kinds of adventure, even for masters on the mount, So just think about it. So that's the Psionics for today. I know it's short, but that's the Psionics for today. And everybody keep rocking your role playing and rolling those bones and having fun. Spread the joy of new and old role-playing games. Mostly I do old, but it's all good. If you're having a good time, your character are interesting, and your players are having a good time and being challenged. Challenged, scared, and worried is how you keep them engaged. Because if everything's like, yeah, my guy will win, that's boring. They got to lose once in a while. That's got to be tough. Because then when they achieve, it means something. But not so tough that they want to give up either. Got to keep them hooked. Dangle those carrots. So much success, so much failure. It all goes together. And that's why the game has dice. Okay? Everybody, have a good weekend. Bye. Oh, like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Bye.